Hello, this is checkpoint 2.15. They want us to find the standard equation of a sphere with the diameter PQ. So usually for a sphere, we need the center point and the radius. Here they're giving us the diameter, so the radius is going to be half of that. Also, the center is going to be the point in between P and Q. So let's first try to draw where these points might be. We have our coordinate space, x, y, z, and we have the point 2, -1, and -3. So we go down 1, 2, 3. And then we have the point 2, -2, 1, 2, going backwards, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of following along here. And we go down by 1. So it's over here, it's behind the y-axis, and that's -2, 5, -1. So the point that we're looking for, the center point, will be right in the middle of this. And so we're going to need the midpoint formula. And then the radius that we're looking for will be half of that, half of the diameter. I'll label this R, and then we will label this C for the center. And the midpoint formula is just the average of each of those components. So let's find C. C is going to be equal to the average between -2 and 2. So we add them and then we divide by 2. So we have 2 plus -2 divided by 2 in the first component. In the second component, we have -1 plus 5 divided by 2. And then in the third component, we have -3 plus -1 divided by 2. First one's going to be 0. The second one is 4 divided by 2 is 2. And the third one is -4 divided by 2 is -2. So this is going to be our center. That's the center of our sphere. Now to get the radius, we have to find the diameter. Diameter has an A in it. Diameter. And the diameter will be the distance between those 2 points. The distance formula is the square root of the difference between each of the components squared, and then we add them up. So we have 2 minus -2 squared plus -1 minus 5 squared plus -3 minus -1 squared. Okay, let's figure out the rest of this business. We have the square root of 4 squared, 16, plus -6 quantity squared is 36. This is going to be -3 plus 1, -2 squared is going to be 4. And 36 plus 4 is 40, plus 16 is 56. So we have the square root of 56 for our diameter. I think the square root of 56 is, if we divide by 4, it's going to be 114. It's going to be 14. So divide by 4, that's 4 inside the square root. We take it out, it becomes a 2 outside of the square root. I'm just interested in this because normally I wouldn't be, but I'm just interested in this because we want to find the radius and so the radius is going to be half of the diameter. So the radius is just the square root of 14. Okay, now that we have the radius and we have the center point, we can put it together and come up with an equation. So the sphere will have an equation that says x minus the x component of the center plus y minus the y component of the center plus z minus the z component of the center, all those quantities squared, and they would be set equal to the radius squared. Okay, that would probably be a good enough answer, but let's just make it look a little nicer. This would be x squared plus y minus 2 squared plus z plus 2 quantity squared is equal to just 14. Okay, that should be good.